welcome again to Quick Toots. Today I'm going to teach you how to do very easy applique. So easy, in fact, that even a child can do it. Hi. This is Kelsey. Kelsey is going to demonstrate that she's going to be able to do this. So the first thing that I need to talk about is you need this product, Heat and Bond. There's also another brand that is called Wonder Under. Both work just fine. And what it is that it will bond one piece of fabric to another piece of fabric. And you can tell that it's the right stuff because it has paper on the back. First step is we're going to take her pattern and we're going to cut out a piece of Heat and Bond that's just a little bit larger than her pattern. Alright, now your mission is to take this, and so where is the blue fabric that we're going to face?
I have it.
Alright, so bring it over here to the iron, lay it out. So now I want you to iron this piece first.
So it's all flat.
Yep, you don't want any wrinkles.
Nope.
No wrinkles in your fabric. Press for success. Alright, then she's going to take her Wonder Under, or Heat and Bond in this case, and we're going to put it on the fabric. The trick to putting on the Wonder Under, or Heat and Bond, is the paper side goes up, because if you put it the other way, you would iron it straight to your iron, which is not what you want. Then, you make sure your steam is off. You don't want any steam for this. You put it straight down, and then you press it for about 10 seconds. Do 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 do. And I'm kind of pressing it down. Then after about 10 seconds, I lift it straight up, move it over, and do the same thing. And I do that for the entire process. Or in this case, Kelsey's going to do that for the rest of the process. So you want to overlap just slightly every time you do it, and then count to 10 with your hippopotamuses or Mississippis in between.
One Mississippi.
There you go.
Two Mississippi. Ironing paper is so fun.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of slowly do some circles going out, making sure that I don't iron any wrinkles in. Make sure that it's good and attached. Go over your edges. Okay, so what she's going to do next is she's going to roughly cut this out of her fabric. So go ahead and just cut it out. You could cut it like right around this way.
Okay.
The reason that you're doing that is so that you don't have any issues with the weight of the excess fabric. So you're just dealing with a smaller piece. It just makes it a little easier to cut. Good. Now you take your pattern piece. You can either pin your pattern on or you can trace your pattern. Either way works.
Trying to pin it evenly.
Yep, it's
hard.
It's very important that you get any pins even. You don't want any wrinkles.
Yes, wrinkles would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Just say no to wrinkles.
I vote no on wrinkles. Oh my god, it's annoying. There we go.
Alright, that looks good. Go ahead and cut it out. So what she's doing is she's cutting out the basic shape of her design. We're going to be doing the same thing with the pieces that go inside the design.
And the outline of the design.
Mm-hmm. Do remember that you might be doing it as a mirror image. So if you're not symmetrical, take that into account.
We're going to be sewing it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Wonder Under Heat and Bond is there to hold it in place long enough to sew it down. Alright, that looks great. Take your tash, take your pins out. One thing that you need to be careful of is you don't want to take the paper off of the back of the Heat and Bond until you're ready to actually iron it onto your other piece of fabric. Because if you take it off too soon, it loses its stickiness and then sad times. Alright, so this is one piece. Hold that up. Also, when I'm done with this, I turn it right side out and I iron this side as well. Just to be really sure that it's nice and smooth.
And I put it down like this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, put it up. Well, iron your piece, iron your fabric first.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Before I cut this piece out, I made sure that the piece was big enough for the rest of her little pattern pieces. Okay, iron that one on, straight down, Just nope, straight. There you go.
Boom. 1 Mississippi. 2.
Here's the rest of her little pattern pieces, but what I think you should probably do here is trace them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be easier to cut it
pencil.
than pin. Let's go ahead and roughly cut out this piece, and then let's do it on the cutting table. Because this is a little padded, and so things are moving around.
Making sure it's on the right side. There's the 2 wings. And the circle. And done.
Alright, get your scissors. Now what she's doing is cutting out her pattern. The first thing what we're doing is peeling the paper off the backs of the pieces because we're going to iron these straight on. Ooh, these are coming off really nicely.
Here, let me grab the photo.
Yep, get your reference picture. That's all of her pieces. Now she's going to make sure, look at her reference picture and make sure she gets her pieces in the right spot.
So, down facing.
I think these go up a little higher.
There we go.
Alright, are those in the spots that you want them in?
Perfect.
Alright, so then we come back in with the iron and very carefully go straight down and press, just like we did before. Why don't you go ahead and throw your dress on so that we can kind of get an idea of where you want it to go on your body. Alright, let's pull up your reference picture.
Here you go.
Okay. Thinking right about here is going to be good. So, put your hand right here.
Warm.
Yeah, nice and warm. And I'm going to put some pins here and here so we have an idea of where the top is. Okay, so go ahead and take it off. Try not to stick yourself with the pins.
I will try not to.
When I eyeballed the pins on this, I'm not 100% sure that I got it exactly even. So I'm going to go in and double check with a ruler from a static spot on both sides, so that would be the easiest thing to do is this shoulder seam. So that's 4 1/4. And that is closer to 4 1/2. So I'm going to move this one up just a bit. So now we know we're going to have it more even on here. Try and figure out exactly our center point. That's pretty much our center, so I think we've got it centered pretty well. Put it up just a touch. But first, we have to peel the thing off the back here.
Can I do it?
Yep, go ahead and peel off.
Come on, buddy. That's okay when it happens.
Okay. Get that way around. There you go.
Dark. It's
Back
blue now.
here.
Would you like
Up.
the iron?
Alright, this doesn't look very centered, so I want you to slide it over just a little bit. That look more centered? Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Yeah. That looks pretty.
That looks pretty good?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Alright, you can do the ironing honors. Put it straight down. And don't do it quite as long or quite as hard, and then move it over, because you can go back over it a few times. Definitely get the center down, because we're going to have to move it around. Yeah, don't slide it. You never want to slide the iron on these. You always want to pick it straight up and move it straight down. There you go. Because sometimes if you slide it, this can come loose and slide with your iron, and then it ruins your design. I can take these pins out.
Warm.
It's
nice and toasty.
And then this is gonna need it more.
It's gonna look so good.
Yeah, it's looking really nice. The next step is I go around all of these pieces with a very tight zigzag stitch, maybe like you were doing a buttonhole, and I go around the edges. The trick is that you want to use thread that matches the top edge of your fabric. So when I do around this whole edge, I'm going to do blue. When I do around these guys, I'm going to do it in white. These little guys just don't want to stay on, so I am going to pin them all in place, and then I'll sew around them. They're holding on mostly, but I want to be sure. I'm going to start with the white and go around these small pieces first, and then I'll switch to the blue and go around this. You know, Kelsey's pretty good with the sewing machine, but this is actually pretty complicated. Well, it's pretty fiddly to get these just right, so I'm going to go ahead and sew it for her. Making sure that there's no other fabric under there that's not supposed to be there. Okay, here goes nothing. I always reach under to make sure that there's no fabric caught where it's not supposed to be. There's one piece on. It's tedious, but it's not hard. Which sort of sums up sewing, actually. So now all the applique is sewn on. I go in and trim off the threads, and it's beautiful. I don't necessarily trim off the interior threads because that'll help it stay together, but it looks pretty good. So that is very easy applique, and it looks great. The other thing is when you're finished sewing, you may need to take out your sewing needle from the machine and wash it or replace it, because the glue from the heat and bond makes your needle a little sticky. But otherwise, there you have it. So thanks for watching Quick Toots, and if you like this video, subscribe for more fabulous content. Also, use the comments below to tell us what else you'd like to learn about.